Welcome back to the Brick Brethren. My name is Ian. I have the brand new Lego Wall-E set here. This came out, I think, September 1st of 2025. It retails for $70 and it has 811 pieces. This is set number 43279. Like I said, this one just came out this year. There was a Lego Ideas Wall-E set that came out back in 2016. You can check out that review. I'll probably put a link here so you can see that if you'd like to see the old set. And yeah, this one is fun because it comes with Wally, Eve, and Mo. So very cool. Let's get right into it. Here is the box a little bit more close up so you can see just the box design here. It's nothing too special or anything, but I figured I'd show it anyways. There's some details of the set that I will show you in this review. And yeah, very fun. Let's look at the instructions. There are two booklets here, one for Wally and one for Eve and Mo. So yeah, these are pretty standard as well. I mean, just normal instructions there. Let's see if there's anything in the back here. Yeah, no, just nothing there. And nothing in the front as far as like anything about Wally or anything. It's kind of fun to get stuff in front of the instructions, but it's not, it's not needed. So this set comes with 7 bags, which, the first half is Wally, the second half is Eve. I also filmed what you build after each bag. So this is bag 1. There's this interesting piece in bag 2 that I've never seen that's used for the arms, which here is the mechanism shown, which is very cool. You'll see that later in the review. There it is covered up. But yeah, this is all included in bags 1 and 2 here as far as a little bit more detail around the body. Moving on to bag 3, we add the treads as well as his arms to his body, which look great. You'll see the articulation of all of those in the review. This building feature for his eyes was very cool. I really like how they were able to get that shape with the pieces that they did, as well as connecting the actual eye part onto that section. And this is the end of bag 4, which is Wally and the cockroach. So you'll see that a little later. Bag 5 is Mo. I just did a quick look at all 3 of these guys here, but you will see a more in-depth review of each of them later in this review. Eve was bags 6 through 7. Here is the set all built with Wally, Mo, and Eve, or Eva, whichever way you say it. I don't know if it's spelled Eve, but Wally always says Eva. So anyways, let's look at each one individually. We'll check out Mo first, and then we'll go to Wally and then Eva. This is Mo. He is the little scrubber robot that is always trying to chase down Wally. And this is really fun for a small build. Some very nice shaping all around. His arms move up and down, as you can see. This spins. His head you can move side to side, around. Very articulate. And the bottom here is just this 2x2 round upside down plate, which I find it hard sometimes to have him, like, he kind of leans forward quite a bit if you don't make sure he's standing still, which is usually fine. Like, I don't find it that big of a problem. His eyes are printed, and then these are translucent red up here, so it appears to be kind of glowing a bit, as well as the back here with that blue. But yeah, I really like the shaping here that they were able to get with his head, and it's really fun. You can pose him in different ways, looking up or very focused while he's cleaning. But yeah, Mo is very fun. There's not too much to say about him, and I'm glad that they included him in this set. Here is Wally, the namesake of the movie and the set itself. He has a little cockroach buddy, which is really fun. And I really like the two antennas there that make it look a bit more like the cockroach. We'll set him off to the side and take a look at Wally. So all of these pieces you see here are all printed, which is really nice. Even the eyes there. Which I appreciate. It's very nice to get printed pieces, as always. I don't mind stickers, like you know, but printed pieces I prefer, just because they're easier and generally they look a little better. But as far as the detail goes on Wally all around, it's very nice. The coloring is really good with that lightish orange or darkish yellow. And this brighter normal yellow, I think works well together. And then the grays, and even on his head, binocular pieces, these tannish nougat. Yeah, nougat I think is the official color name, which I think look good. His treads are really nice. They actually spin super well, even on like this smooth surface that my table is, because they included wheels, if you can see. Yep, right there. And there is a smaller wheel on this side. That way I feel like it is able to roll a lot nicer, which I appreciate, because the other one, it was kind of hard to roll them around. But let's check out some of these features. First off, we'll do the most obvious one, kind of, I guess. Oops. Well, that's not, oh, okay. Whoops. It opens up from right there, not from the top, which you can see this little garbage cube that Wally is packing up and stacking up. So you can see inside, it doesn't totally cover up on the top, but this fits in perfectly and seals up just like that, which is awesome. The old one didn't come with a garbage cube either, which isn't necessary, but I really like the inclusion. You can see with his arms, you can move up and down, which is very cool. Old one, you can only move back and forth, but this really cool building technique lets you move it forward and backwards, and I got a video showing this while I was building it, and several other building techniques that I thought were interesting to show you, so you can have a little bit more in-depth review on the build as well. But you can move the arms up and down like this, move the hands, and you can move his fingers, which tons of articulation, just, you know, in this small of space is great. So very fun. You can move around, waving, whatever. And then moving on to his head, you can move it all around. You can move his binocular eyes up and down like that, and you can move it side to side. So you can have lots of expression, just like Wally does in the movie, which is kind of cool because Wally doesn't really talk. And so you can see too, I really like how they did this connection there for the wires, which work perfectly, which is kind of cool. And you can also move his neck forward and backwards, so you can have it more up like this, or down like that. So yeah, very fun, very very customizable as far as Wally goes. So yeah, there's Wally. Let's check out Eve. Here's Eve. I have her in this position that it showed in the end of the instructions, or on the box. I can't remember which one, but you know, just a little bit more expressive. But I'll show you right now. You can move the arms 360, which is very cool. You can also move them let's see, let me make sure that's flat. You can kind of see what's going on there, but you can move them inwards like this so that they go from being out to in to make her more cylindrical, which is very cool. You can also move her head around like that. This space seems a little big to me, but also, I don't know. I feel like I mean, I think it's perfect because you can move it around so much, which is really nice. But also it feels a little big. I can't remember if her head is totally floating off of her body or not. But this is a printed piece, which is really cool. This as well. And she is floating on a little stand, which I appreciate including, so that you can have her up like this. But the shape that they were able to get here is pretty amazing, as far as it being rounded all the way around. And, you know, from the top, you can see, like, you know, it just looks like a circle. But, yeah, Eve is pretty simple. Just some really nice shaping for the most part. She does have a very cool feature where you can take off the front here. And there is the boot that Wally is always carrying around with the plant that Eve is searching for. And so there is this cavity within Eve that you can put the boot into. In the instructions, it shows doing this, although I wasn't able to fit it super well like that, so I put it upside down. Let me know if you've been able to do it the other way. But yeah, it seals up nicely. And yeah, that's Eve. I don't really know what else to say about Eve other than I really enjoy this inclusion in this set. Now let's look at all of them and my overall thoughts. Okay, here is the whole set here with all three of them. And I honestly love this set. I loved the ideas set. Once this one came out, I decided to just get this one because it came with, you know, Eve and Mo, like I said. And the other one was just Wally, which was a great set, but I wanted both and I didn't need two Wallies. So I ended up selling that older one, which was a great set. And I'm glad I got it when I did. But I'm glad that they made this as well because it's a very fun new take on Wally. This is considerably smaller than the older one. Older one, I mean, is probably, I mean, off the screen, as far as you can see here in my camera view. But I think, honestly, this one looks better, even though it's smaller. I don't really care about size that much. It helps me out with storage and whatnot. The treads maybe are kind of like whatever, not like anything that special as far as like design goes there. But as far as functionality, like this one works just as well as that one, maybe even a little bit more articulation. The details all around on Wally I think look great on this one. And then, yeah, the inclusion of Eve and Mo, I think, makes this set a good amount better. The boot is awesome. The garbage cube inside Wally, great inclusion. Not needed, but I mean, it's pretty small, but like, you know, I'm glad it's included. Little cockroach buddy, very fun. I think they included everything that they needed to in this set. I can't really think of anything else that they could have included as far as like references. You know, maybe a TV or something could have been cool, although I don't think that's necessary, and I wouldn't really like to pay extra to get an old looking TV, even though it could be fun. That could be a fun mock for somebody to build to go along with this. Yeah, I mean, I'd honestly give this set, honestly, a 10 out of 10. As far as price goes, it's very good. I mean, it's $70, which, to think about, the idea set was $60, which I think it came with around the same amount of pieces. Although this one does come with the 3 different characters. This comes with this one comes with a little over 800 pieces. I think the idea set came with like 700 something pieces. So, you know, they're not directly comparable. But as far as this set goes, like I said, I think I'm going to give it a 10 out of 10. I think they knocked it out of the park with this set as far as the design of each 3 of the robots. The printing is great. I don't find any flaws with any of the printing there. It gives Wally some more expression in his eyes, and overall the details and the shaping and the accuracy of what these robots look like is great. And then also there's a ton of movability, articulation, and playability with these, which can be great as well. So I think that's all I have to say. I'm very happy with this set. I've been wanting it since it came out in September, and happy to have it now. Let me know if you have it, what you guys think, and we'll catch you on the next one with the Brick Brethren. Thanks for watching, guys.